Hello guys and welcome to Valiants Rising. So this is my first ever FM video on YouTube and really just fancied giving it a go, so I'm going to give it a go. So the reason I chose Vale, well for starters they're the club that I support. The reason I chose the club that I support is probably because I just feel that for my first video I'm probably best off going for, or for my first series, I'm probably best off going for a team that I know, and FM videos and series is probably better when the YouTuber kind of is invested in what they're doing. And I feel that whenever I do a save on Football Manager, I get most invested in it when it's a club that I support. So that's why I've chosen Vale. So if I have a quick look through the squad this year is ridiculously unbalanced or imbalanced. For starters, we've got probably 3 right backs, 6 centre backs. This isn't including the players I've shoved in the reserves that you can see. A load of left backs, about 6 centimetres, but none of them can run. They're all about 30. We've got loads of strikers, so all injury prone. Loads of wingers. So it's really initially about kind of trimming the squad down, trying to find a tactic that's going to work with those players. I think I've figured out something, so have a quick look at the tactics that I've gone for. Gone for a 5-3-2 or a 5-2-1-2 or whatever you call it. The reason I like this formation is because I do like to play 2 up front on Football Manager, and I find that on Football Manager, if you don't have lots of players in midfield, then you usually get overrun and you get kind of controlled by the other team. And I think this is the best formation to get 2 up front while still getting a good presence in midfield. If you're playing 4-4-2, I often find that the gaps kind of here between the strikers and the midfielders, and the gaps between the defence and the midfield get exploited really badly. So unfortunately I don't get to play wingers, which I really like to play, but I do like playing 2 up front. So, and also Tom Pope, who is definitely Vale's best striker, does struggle up front on his own, so it's better to put him up front with someone like Dan Turner, who we've gone for, who's kind of a young up-and-coming striker. I do want to try and focus on bringing through a few youth players, because there are a few decent little youth players like Dan Turner, Nathan Smith, James Gibbons, who's a right back, who, if we don't use them really, we're kind of wasting them. So it's good to put a bit of effort into those players and try and develop them as we can. The instructions have gone for a shorter passing. The reason I've done that is just because I find in FM, it's probably just my tactical ineptitude. If you hoof it up front, usually it doesn't work for me. I don't like to see players waste possession, so I do like to try and not keep the ball. And I very rarely ever put retain possession on, but I do like to kind of not waste the ball needlessly. I've got float crosses on just because we've got a big striker in Tom Pope, who is 6'3", great heading ability, good jumping. So it's better to put the ball in the air where you can reach it. Overlap just simply because I want to make sure that we get, because we haven't got any wingers, we want to try and get the wing backs really getting up and down the pitch. Close down, just because there are gaps in the pitch in this formation, so we need to try and cover those gaps by getting the players to close down their fullbacks, for example, when they're in possession. And use offside trap because I've got quite a high, so on control, I've got quite a high defensive line, so it's better to try and catch him on the offside if we can. And then lower tempo again for the same reason. I don't like to see him wasting possession. In older FMs, I've found counter-attacking football has been really effective. And this one, in the couple of weeks I've played so far, I know we've only just got the full game, but I found that it's probably just the way I'm doing it, but I just found that it hasn't really worked for me, so I'm going for it this way. In terms of transfer targets, I haven't really got any, to be honest, because our wage budget is, we're spending 37.5 grand on players per week, and that's, I've sent out quite a lot of players on loan, if I can find them. Sent out quite a lot of players out on loan to try and get some of that back, because that for the amount of money we're bringing in. I usually find Vale and FM end up the season like £1 million in debt, so it's really important to try and cut down on the wages if we can. In a perfect world, I'd try and be somewhere around 32, 33 grand a week. If I can get rid of a couple of players on big wages that I don't really need or are not critical to what we want to do. So I'm not bringing any players just yet, unless I find some really good youth players or something. Because I'm spending all this time trying to get rid of players. I don't want to just spend that money as soon as we've got it. With that said, we are really, really lacking a proper box-to-box midfielder. So we've got Danny Pugh, Michael Tong, who've got next to no legs left. Harry Middleton's alright, but he's not really box-to-box. He's more of a younger version of Michael Tong. Freitas can do that sort of job. He has got a good stamina and work rate and stuff, but he's more of a ball winner. He's never going to score you a goal or get you an assist. He's too limited technically. So I may try and bring in a left-footed box-to-box midfielder, because I do like to have a nice balance of having a left footer on the left side and a right footer on the right side. Then the targets for the season, really, I mean, we're predicted. What have we predicted? I think it's like 12th or something. 12th, yeah, which isn't great. But I definitely feel like pretty much every FM player would ever, in this situation, would be looking to get in the playoffs with a team that's predicted 12th at least. It would be nice if we get in the playoffs, and maybe because there are 3 promotion places, we could sneak into the top 3. It's just about consistency, really. If we can get a bit of consistency going, maybe get everyone at the end of the season, then it's quite easy to sneak into the top 7 and potentially get promoted. And that's pretty much it. So that's the introduction for the game, for the series. Sorry. What I'm probably going to do is start off with the live game. Not live, you know what I mean. I'll play the Crawley game. Maybe the Bradford game. Usually I don't put too much effort into the Carabao Cup, but that's because usually you get drawn with Leeds away or something. You can get battered 4-0. But I think Bradford's probably a winnable game, so we might play that, and then maybe save Wickham for the next episode, and then maybe come back for the Crewe local derby possibly. Cool. So if you've got any thoughts, if anyone's watching this, that'd be great. If you've got any thoughts, leave me a comment, ask me any questions. I'll definitely be answering. Thank you very much. See you later.